Hey everyone, I wanted to talk to you today about how you can use visuals authentically in your business. So, if you're worried that your visuals are maybe attracting a superficial audience or superficial engagement, because that's what you've heard, I wanted to share a little bit of my point of view and my philosophy and why I still use visuals in my visual content and any content that I create. So here is a little bit of the background to this. If you follow my mentor George Cow, sort of like in my mind, the guru of authentic marketing, he's helped me so much. He doesn't post visuals with his content. On Instagram, he uses the image feature to create text-based graphics. So even then, there's no image that accompanies his content. And on Facebook, he does the same, unless, of course, he's posting video content. And the reason for this is George has done a lot of testing and he has experimented with this. And when you use visuals, you skew the data. So, in other words, how do you know that someone is not simply just liking the image that you've posted for your content, engaging with it because it's a pretty image that's kind of like drawn them in, versus how do you know that they are authentically engaging with the content that you create? So in from that standpoint, it absolutely makes sense. And it's one of the reasons why he says he doesn't recommend posting visual content, especially when you're paying for ads on Facebook, for instance. Totally wholeheartedly agree. But where does that leave the creative solopreneur, the creative entrepreneur who really values and appreciates beauty, who values and appreciates self-expression and views their business as their art? I know I'm one of those people, and a lot of the people who follow me fall into the creative solopreneur, creativepreneur sort of category. So, does that mean that you can't use visuals in your business because you're worried that it'll just attract superficial engagement and a superficial audience? So, if you're here and you're following me, you probably know that my answer to that is no. I do recommend that you experiment with this a little bit. And I do follow George's guidance about not posting visuals on Facebook in your ads if you're trying to grow an authentic following. But here's how you can use them authentically and not feel bad about it or feel like you're being inauthentic in your business. So the first way is really, visuals do help convey a message. So sometimes you need to use visuals in your marketing because they help express an idea that is not always easy to articulate with words, for instance. Sometimes it's just easier to say what you need to say in an image, especially, or a photo, especially if you are a visual person like myself, then you may resonate deeply with that. You may retain information better through photos and through seeing it. So it's always helpful, if that feels right for you, to include photos to help you convey your message to your audience. The second reason is if you're trying to create consistency, you feel like sort of everything's kind of all over the place in your business, there's no cohesion, then visuals are a great way to create cohesion within your brand, within your style. And through that cohesion and that consistency throughout, it does help people recognize your business. So when you're in showing up in Instagram or in the Facebook newsfeed, people come to learn and understand your style, and they will easily recognize your content. And if they're really, really into you and following you, then there's a lot of things that people are seeing, and they're following a lot of people that they probably don't care about their content. But if they really love you and they care about it, it's a really easy way for me to go, oh, okay, hey, so and so posted about this. I want to go check it out. So that's another reason why visuals really do help with the cohesion piece of making things really kind of organized and looking. I don't want to use the word sharp or professional, but tying it all sort of together for you. Another reason why visuals are or another way to use visuals authentically in your business is because visuals do enhance your users or your audience's experience. If you're someone like myself who really values and appreciates beauty and art and the finer things in life, I just do. And it's not from a superficial place. They just make me feel good. I like my space to be harmonious. I like my space and my home to feel balanced, and it brings me joy, and I feel inspired when I am working in a space that feels that way and reflects who I am. So that's how I treat my content as well. I want people to have that experience when they experience me and my business. I want them to feel inspired. I want them to feel creative. And of course, I can do that with my message and my words, but the visuals do help to enhance that experience for my audience. I used to be an onboarding specialist and I used to work in HR. So making people feel comfortable and making people feel warm and welcome and inspired is sort of like in my DNA. So that feels really good for me to be able to provide that experience for the people who engage with my brand and my business. I also know that the people who follow me care about aesthetics. They care about similar things that I care about, wanting to be surrounded by the beautiful things and things that are really truly meaningful and move them, evoke certain emotions, like I said, inspiration, creativity, feel good feelings, good energy, and visuals and aesthetics are a really great way to be able to provide that for your audience. So the fourth way that you can use visuals authentically in your business, and for me, this is absolutely the most important reason, and one of the reasons why I do it so much is just because it's who I am. It's an expression of who I am. I can express myself through design, and I can express myself through using visual content. It helps let my audience know a bit more about what I'm about. One of the biggest things for me in my business is to be able to express myself creatively. Of course, it's about service and being able to serve the planet in a positive, meaningful way, and to help support other creatives and solopreneurs like me to get their businesses going and to get their content out there and to not be afraid to get visible and to show up. That is a massive part of what I do. But there's also sort of a self-motivation, which is really to be able to express myself creatively, to have this outlet. And I really see my business as my art. If I wasn't doing this, I would be doing some other form of art. So if that feels authentic to you, then your audience is really going to resonate with that. It's going to feel authentic for them too. You can't fake integrity. You cannot fake authenticity, not for a sustained period of time. Eventually, people will catch up with you, and they'll learn your motivations if they're not genuine or rooted in integrity. So if that really resonates with you, then, feel free, use visuals to enhance your user's experience, to create cohesion within your business, to express yourself creatively, to be able to convey your message on a deeper level, or to connect with people who really connect with messages through the use of visuals. You'll know that you're not being authentic when you're posting an image simply to get likes, or because it'll be engaging content for your audience. Sometimes I like to use visuals as part of that creative expression, just to be able to show people my lighter side or my humorous side, let people know, there's these other facets, right, to me and my business, that I'm not just here to speak about marketing and all of these other things. Like, I have all these other things going on, so that people can relate to me on a deeper level and feel more connected to me as a person, and they get to know me. And of course, showing up on video and doing these things, people, that's probably the most authentic and sincere way, other than meeting face to face, that people can really understand and know, what you're about and what you're like. But, I don't want you to feel horrible if you're posting visual content and feeling like that feels yucky. If it feels right for you to do it, do it. If you're doing it simply because people will engage with it, because it's going to get those likes, because it'll get those shares, it's like scroll stopping content, it's going to grab attention, then that is not an authentic reason to use visuals in your business. So I'll leave you with that. I would love to know how you feel about using visuals in your business and if this resonates. And I always recommend checking out my mentor, George Cow, and I have a blog post, which I will include in this post, so that you can see what I've written about that and where you can find George's perspective on using visuals in your authentic marketing practices. So if you're not sure who I am, my name is Krista Bauer, and I'm at kristabauer.com, and I help other solopreneurs to align their marketing practices and create an online presence that reflects who they are, but also aligns with their values and helps them to resonate more deeply with their ideal clients. So if that sounds interesting to you, come over and check me out. Please like this video or leave a comment below and tell me how you feel about using visuals in your content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.